Hey guys, welcome back to the TTP YouTube channel. My name is Vidhan, and today we have Sumit Borse with us, who is currently studying in JBIMS and in MHRD course. He's currently in the middle of his summer internship, but we requested him to come to our channel so that he can guide us as well as you all, the viewers who are really confused about the MHRD process. We would also be coming up with an MHRD course in which we would include different sessions on CV building, VAT writing, how to build your profile, mock GDs, mock PIs. So if you're interested, please have a look at the WhatsApp group that the link for which is in the description. You can join the group. We keep putting updates about the process of MHRD and MSc Finance as well. And also we'll also be putting about the information about our course in that WhatsApp group. So, without wasting much time, hi Sumit. Thank you so much for
Hi,
joining us.
thank you.
How are you
Thank you so
doing?
much. All good, all good. How are you?
I'm doing great, yeah. I'm sorry that we are recording this video so late because, you all don't get time during your summer internship. But it's even great that you've decided to help us despite it being so late and tomorrow early morning you might have your work. So, thank you so much for that.
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Okay, Sumit. So, before we start the interview, just one generic question so that our viewers know more about you is could you tell us something about your background, what you've done in the past, your CET score, and where is your summer internship currently?
Hi everyone. My name is Sumit, and I've graduated in electrical engineering from University of Mumbai in 2017. And post my graduation, I started preparing for civil services UPSC examination, and I was prepared from my hometown as well, and I went to the Mecca of UPSC, that is Old Rajendra Nagar. So I was there for 3 years almost, and then I came back to my hometown, and then I started teaching students, so the future UPSC aspirants. So I was working in my own coaching institute as a UPSC faculty and as a student counselor for 3 more years. And simultaneously, I was appearing for civil services as well. And then post my examination, after giving my last attempt, uh, that's where I decided to have a transition, and that's where I switched to MBA. And my sole target was CET examination, so I did not target lot many exams because JBIMS was the only college which I targeted. So the approach was basically to give at least one exam like CAT, and then I went for SNAP, and then I went for CUET, and then CMAT, then CET. So these are the exams which I gave, but the majorly the primary target was in fact CET, and I have secured 96 percentile, 95.81, which is around 96 percentile in CET in my very first attempt in 2024. I had slot one, and in my very first attempt, I got into JBIMS MHRD.
That's great to hear, yeah, Sumit. I mean, I'm literally very shocked after listening to your UPSC story. I mean, काफी motivation है यार इतना पढ़ के and then again studying for these MBA entrance exams and getting into one of the most prestigious colleges of India. So congratulations for that. Um,
Thank you.
Also, Sumit, you didn't mention where you're working currently, your summer internship.
Yes, so currently I am doing my summer internship at Farm Easy, which is under API Holdings. So I'm currently working there as an HR intern, as an HRBP intern, and my internship tenure is for 3 months. So yeah, it's going good. It's a great experience overall. That's my very first step into corporate. So learning the C of the corporate has begun just 2 months ago. That's all we can say now. So it's been great learning exposure. You are able to understand a lot of organizational culture. You are able to see through the HR lens. You are able to see through your own analytical lens, which you developed during your UPSC preparation. So far, so good.
Amazing. Sumit, also a lot of students that we talk to normally who are first preparing for CD to get into the MMS program, and then they also aim for these programs like MHRD and MSc Finance. But a few are skeptical that how is it? How are the programs? How is it at the companies where you're working for the summer internship? So could you tell more that on a daily basis, what kind of people do you get to interact with? Like if it's the top management that you get to interact with, if there's respect for people who are coming from JBIMS, do they allow you to take decisions on your own without, other management guys getting involved in it? So could you talk a bit about that?
So definitely when you are pursuing MBA from any tier one college, it is not just about JBMS. In fact, we had interns from IIM Shillong, we had interns from FMS Delhi. So the kind of exposure you get and when you are involved in that decision making process or the input given process, because in any internship, there are certain deliverables with regards to your respective projects. And the way you are being introduced is the very first thing is that your first name and the next line of will be that he's from JBIMS.
Yeah.
So the kind of aura JBIMS holds, it is unimaginable. Like, and I have experienced that. And fortunately, the kind of project I got the exposure working along with different verticals of that entire company, be it marketing, be it sales, be it B2C, B2B. So you are being introduced all the time with, he's from JBMS, okay? वो जो बोलेगा देख लेना वो जो देखेगा उस ध्यान से सुनो. So
Wow.
that's the kind of different
Nice.
experiences you get. So
Hmm.
it definitely gives you a good sense of relief. It definitely makes you proud, but it also makes you responsible that ultimately you are carrying that JBIMS badge.
Hmm.
So it is really very important that yes, you are holding it with that prestige and pride, and we are
Correct. Correct.
ensuring that we are giving our best
Hmm.
during our internship tenure.
Right.
So
That
it's
this
been a great experience so far.
Great. This is exactly what we tell our students also, guys. It doesn't matter if you are in MMS or MSc Finance or MHRD till the time you have this tag of JBMS, but you should only do it if you're interested in these courses like HR or finance. सिर्फ टैग करे तुम इसमें जाओगे and if you're not liking it then it doesn't make sense because आगे तुमको इसमें ही काम करना है. So unless you're liking this it doesn't make sense. But if you like this is the place for you. Give your best to get into these courses. Like Sumit said, the top companies that come for summer placements, final placements. Right now, he's working with Pharmacy. The kind of power he's given to make decisions, the kind of respect he's given because he's from JMS, trust me, I've experienced that and it's too good. You really feel like you've done your MBA from somewhere. All right, Sumit, moving to the course now, since we've talked about experience and the summer internship now. Could you tell us how the process is like for MHRD, the selection process?
So currently, recently, in fact, our college has uploaded the admission brochure on the official website. And the first and foremost thing is that there is a 50% weightage for the CET score. And the rest of the 50% weightage is divided into your VAT, which is the written ability test. Second would be your group discussion, and third would be the personalized personal interview. So the application criteria for a general category student will be 90 percentile. So even if you secure 90 percentile in
Hmm.
CET,
Hmm.
you still have that chance. Even I had that similar thought when I secured 95.81 percentile. I was almost sure that yeah, JBIMS is known for 99.99 percentile. Whether I will be, मतलब मुझे मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, I was still skeptical.
Yeah,
But the thing was that at least how about giving a shot, right? I
correct.
should not have that regret that कि मैंने apply नहीं किया.
Hmm.
But and the rest is history. So that's the thing that the 90% cutoff is basically is for the general category, and I think for the reserved category, I think it is around 80 or 80% for that is for the CET. And then we have the written ability test, which includes the statement of purpose, basically the pledge for joining the course, be it the MHRD or MFA. And then we have the group discussion, which has the weightage of around 40 marks, where you would be able to, it will be checked that how, by what kind of communication skills do you have, how you are showing that leadership skills whenever you are in that group, and how you are showing that initiation. So these are the certain parameters which can be assessed. And in the personal interview, it's all about your journey. So this is how it is basically divided. And cumulatively, then the shortlisting selection calls will be given. So I think around 300 odds people will be shortlisted. And we had applicants about for more than 1,000 so far in the 2024 itself. So I'm sure that we will be seeing more and more applicants and more competition. It will be a jo- very good amount of students will be here joining us.
Right, understood. And Sumit, you talked about giving weightage 50% to CET or CAT and baki 50% whatever you do over there in-person assessment. But for getting those 300 calls, is that purely on CET CAT marks or over there also they calculate an aggregated marks and then you get a call?
So there are different things like, one will be CET will be there. CET is definitely one of the most important criteria. And in 10th and 12th, there is also weightage. So if you have secured 60 percentile and above in 10th and 12th, then you have the chance. So that is also easily convertible. And second is that if you have a work ex, so that is also one thing which is considered. And even if you don't have work ex, but let's say if you have an extracurricular activities and all those things. So these are certain parameters I think which might be assessed, but I don't think, I honestly have no idea about it, on which basis you are getting
Correct.
shortlisted, because ultimately the batch is only about 30 students.
30
Only
students.
30 will be selected out of 300 who will receive the calls for that. And when I was the part of those shortlisted calls, I remember I had a different bunch of people. So it was like some of them were freshers, some of them were work-ex.
Hmm.
So it was a different group of people, and you cannot assess a particular or signal or like basically signal out that okay, this
Right.
might be one of the reason that he got the shortlisting call.
Hmm.
But how he or she may have fared up in
Hmm.
the VAT GDPI process, that is a different story altogether.
Got it, got it.
So
ठीक है, fair fair fair. So guys, that's what we keep saying कि अगर तुमको कम आया है परसेंटाइल इन सीईटी और कैट, but that doesn't mean कि तुमको shortlist आएगा नहीं. It completely depends on your profile also. So if you've got a great profile like what Sumit said, marks, work ex, extracurricular, plus उसके साथ सीईटी का स्कोर भी गिना जाएगा, and of course उनका aggregated score होने के बाद you might get a call to sit for the in-person assessment. And after that, like we said, 50% to CET CAT and 50% to in-person assessment. Fair. So Sumit, what do you think? How can a student prepare for this process of MHRD selection?
I think anything like whenever I think a lot of details have been mentioned earlier also on the admission brochure. I think one can just honestly, when I started, I simply went out on internet. On the very basic and the foremost thing I did was starting is like checking on the internet, because this is some of the processes which takes place in IIMs.
Hmm.
So trying to get something from them, like what kind of things they must be having it, because we will see these processes happening in NMIMS or other exams like SNAP. And the best part is about JBIMS is that it starts late. So a lot of this admission process and lot of this VAT GD, basically this VAT GDPI processes happens already in the other colleges. So you at least get a rough idea. You at least get some resources or materials which are available online. So you get that kind of that thinking. I think my UPSC experience also helped me here, because the kind of uh, the current events which happens on day-to-day basis, maybe across country and across the globe. So that also actually helped me. But even if you don't have that kind of an experience, that doesn't mean that you cannot have an edge. So basically, it is all about ticking the box at a very basic level, which you will get through that through that exposure which is available on the internet. And I think by doing that practice, by giving that mock interviews on your own, sometimes it is very important to have that self-assessment of yours as well, that how you are speaking. There are very different exercises which I even saw on internet. It is also about checking about your own voices, or mirroring yourself and speaking with that confidence, because a lot of times we get tensed. And obviously, when you are at JBIMS, you feel that pressure, entering into that red building, and then you're surrounded by the staff, the faculties, you're seeing it. So you feel that. And so, yeah, that's it.
That's great, yeah. Good to hear. इसके अलावा also guys, even if you don't find such material or you don't get such experiences, we are always there for you. The top percentile can always help you for GDPIs and these sessions so that it can help you convert these courses better, and hopefully that you get into MSc Finance and MHRD. And by the way, Sumit was one of our students before getting into JBIMS. It feels great when one of the students get into JBIMS and in some way, in the smallest possible way, you could help them to get into JBIMS. Of course, I would say that 95, 99% इनकी ही मेहनत होती है. Even if 0.51% the top percentile can help, though, that's still good enough for us. Um, so we're talking about your experience in MSc Finance. Could you tell us how you're liking the course? How's the faculty like, and how are your batchmates?
I think the first thing which was very interesting and very unique is about the batch size. I feel that the batch size of just 30 students, you are able to know and you are able to understand, you are able to develop that relation much quicker, and you are able to understand that relation much deeper. So that is the first and foremost point, which I feel is highly underrated, but it has great amount of, I feel, strong point as a batch. Number one. And number two is that MMS is in fact the flagship course of JBIMS. Like we concluded 60 years. We had a Diamond Jubilee celebration as well. So sitting in the same campus, MHRD, MSc Finance, and MMS. And in the semester one, we have few subjects which are common across all the streams. So the faculties are same for certain subjects. So the kind of exposure you get, the kind of networking opportunities you will find, like even during for the internship, when we were got certain roles, and when we were having that opportunity that okay, this might be some of the projects that we will be working on. So you get to know it from none other than the visiting faculties. And as you also know, as a former JBIMS student, that the permanent faculties in JBIMS are roughly around, I think, 10, or it's around 10 to 11 only, because the maximum faculties are visiting faculties. They are those who are experts in the market. They have experience carrying for more than 3 decades, 4 decades. And some of them are working, some of them are taking their time and giving those experiences, that definitely helps. So even in during internship, I think we had saw a lot of faculties who came up with the ideas of, let's sit together, let's have a session, by the completely voluntarily coming up, initiating us. And they were like, okay, I'm going to give you something, I'm going to share something, be it resources, be it my own experiences. And those experiences are from different companies. And as an intern, as a first year student, how we are able to inculcate that from our own imagination, from our own experience. I think that is something which is very unique in its nature. And unless and until you are a JBIM student, I think words cannot feel it, right? It is the experiences which can give you that. And that showcases that how beautiful this thing is, that despite MHRD is in fact one of the baby course. It started in 2019. So it is very new course. But the kind of comprehensive curriculum it has been set up, it is properly executed, properly ensured that we are getting that kind of exposure, similar exposure what we are getting it from the MMS.
MMS, correct.
So it's a different experience altogether, and it's a great learning. We are still learning, even if
Hmm.
we are currently undergoing internship, and I think we are still learning, and we like to learn a lot.
Right. Very well said, yeah, Sumit. Guys, doesn't matter MHRD, MSc Finance, MMS, फैकल्टी तो सेम ही होने वाला है, सेम ही लोगों से तुम पढ़ने वाले हो. विजिटिंग फैकल्टी, especially the industry leaders who come there to talk about their experiences, what should be done in the corporate world, how to climb the corporate ladder, everything is almost the same. So if you're genuinely interested, please apply for these courses. Again, for more information, just join the WhatsApp group, the link for which is in the description. Sumit, won't waste much of your time. One final question. What is one final advice would you give to the aspirants, the ones who are currently watching the video?
Never lose hope. I think that is the most foremost advice I will give because I remember I failed UPSC 6 times in a row, and it is said that anything what you achieved in career has to be uh, decided on two results, that is success and failure. I have seen failures a lot, but that doesn't mean that you cannot achieve anything in your life. And the second thing is that whoever is watching, like if you are appearing for, let's say, in 2026, or maybe you are uh, applying for the JBIMS now, just focus on what you have currently and take each step at a time, and just ensure that everything will go your way. Do not go with a preconceived notion. A lot of times what happens is that I remember my time during CET. I was having, like, because CET was the only exam which I targeted, and that's the reason I joined TTP. And I was literally quite nervous because my exam is day after tomorrow. Unfortunately, you and Harsh set up a session right before D-Day. And I remember you mentioned one thing, that guys pray karna, the slot सबसे difficult है.
Difficult है.
And I was like, ये क्या बोल रहा है, मतलब obviously, मतलब difficult आएगा तो there is a chance that you may lose your concentration, or you may feel pressurized, right, during those 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And but then I understood what you meant is that, that's the game altogether. That's the time when a lot of aspirants lose their concentration,
Right.
but you will keep your nerves, you keep your calm, and then you are able to find out those easy questions and ensure that you are reaching the highest percentile.
Correct.
Unfortunately, in my case, because I was praying for the hard slot, I got the most easiest slot. And that's the reason that even after, I think my score was around 120 and above only for sure. But that score got down to 96 percentile.
I
And
understand.
but that's the thing, that you never lose hope. And I think those CET aspirant, all I will say is just stick to the basic. Kindly check the admission brochure, which has been released on the JBIMS official website. It has a complete clarity. It has also mentioned clearly about the all the CET percentile and also about the WAC GDPI process. And you will find it in a proper manner, structured manner. And I think all your doubts on all will be cleared. And all I wish is all the very best, and to you also for the TTP.
Thank you.
And yeah, best wishes ahead.
Thanks, yeah, Sumit. Very inspiring also your journey has been with 6 attempts at the UPSC and preparing for CET, again getting less percentile. But here we are from the same college, JBIMS, you not losing hope. And similarly, that's what we tell our aspirants, guys, don't lose hope, as very well said by Sumit. Please try your level best to get into these courses, and you yourself would experience it once you get into JBMS. That's what we're talking about. Thank you so much, Sumit, for being with us. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. If you liked the video, if it could help you in any way, please hit the like button. Comment if you liked it, comment if you didn't like it. We try to improve ourselves, and please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us, motivates us to make more such videos. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Sumit.